So I want to welcome everyone, friends and family, to be joining us here today as we come together to speak about the value and importance of coming into our hearts and learning to live from our hearts. Here I'm joined with Joyce. Joyce, if you want to introduce yourself, where you're at, and what you're doing here to be of service on this planet.
Yes. So much thank you to you for this possibility, and I also welcome everyone who is here in this circle at the moment, everyone who will come into this circle, and I welcome as well all the guides and ancestors and gods and goddesses who are here with us. So yeah, my name is Joyce Nassar. I'm from Germany, and my other name is Huna Waharina Lum Chiub Quetzal. So I am a shaman woman, and I was receiving the seal of the living light child. And yeah, I am here as a spiritual transformation and consciousness guide, and helping everyone who is listening to the call and who can get the call to come back into our heart center and to start to live the peace and the harmony and the unconditional divine cosmic infinite love really from deep inside our hearts. And yes, so this is one of my services here in this world.
Amazing. So incredible to have this time to join together and to hear what you have to share. I'm really excited. So to start off, I guess for some, the idea or concept of living from our hearts could be quite new, and coming from a very sort of mental, information-based society, it could be hard to understand really what this means from our minds even. So do you want to share what it means for you to be living from the heart?
Yes, of course. So let us start in this way. When we understand that everything is built up in the form of vibration, energy, and frequencies, and when we understand that everything is energy, our words, our thoughts, our behavior, everything is energy. The breath, what I take, my intention, what I have, pressure, fear, pain, sadness, negativity, positivity, everything is energy. When we understand this, and when we understand that everything what we knew until now about love, that this is human made, it's made by human beings, the way of loving someone, or to say I love, because most of us are thinking that love can be painful, love can be sadness, love can be loneliness. Yeah. So, but this is just the old pattern and structures from old beliefs and so many thousands of years that we put in our mind that love is something where we have to run away from, or when we love someone, this person has to do something, or we have to do something to be loved or to get some love. So, and this is now really, really important to understand that the unconditional cosmic divine infinite love is nothing what we lived before. It's something what is really deep inside of the center of our divine heart. And when we start to understand that our heart has got like a little point, like a transition point, which brings us directly into conscious connection with the light creation, with the divine creation. When we understand this, we can start to nourish our field in our heart more and more, without any conditions, without any expectations, just with the understanding that deep inside of our divine heart, it's like the door, the transition point, which brings us directly into conscious connection with the divine creation. And when we understand this more and more, and it's something what we have to practice for ourselves, it's something where we can get help from other people who went already this way. And it's important that we start to communicate, that we start to be with each other, that we start to be for each other without any judging. There's no higher, there's no lower, there's no left or right or better or worse or right or wrong. We have to go out from all of these patterns and structures, programs, which kept us so long very, very down, like in a low frequency. And doesn't matter what's in the outside, like when we understand everything is a reflection, then we will understand that this, what we see now in the outside, is a reflection of this, what was made by human beings, what was made by our words, what was made by our thoughts, what was made by our behaviors. So, and when we understand this, and we go deep inside into our heart, and we start to breathe the living light energy from the universe, from the divine universe, because this is pure life energy, our breathing. We are breathing pure life energy in every single second. And when we understand this, that we always refill ourselves up more and more, and we go into this consciousness that we are breathing the divine light, and we are getting light codes in every nanosecond. When we understand this and we go with our intention, we start with this intention, with these words and thoughts here in our head, of course, in our mind, but we say always, we go back into our divine heart, because here is a directly connection with the divine creation, and the divine creation is everything. And when we start to go back from our mind into our hearts, into our divine hearts, yes, we will feel maybe old pattern like pain or sadness, but we can start to understand, yes, this have to show up for us, that we are able, that we take this possibility to transform, and not like we are looking inside this and we are starting to make, we are starting to analyze everything, and why is it, and what happened that it can be like this. No, our only focus have to be absolutely clear, to go back into our divine heart. Yes.
Great. Okay, so this sort of inspires me in a few different directions in what you're sharing. But I guess, you know, how would you suggest one could recognize the differences? I know most of us are used to being in our minds and filling up our mind with information and, you know, many different forms of distractions. We've become addicted to being in the thoughts and are having to learn to be present with the heart. How would you notice the difference, or how would you let somebody be able to recognize the difference for themselves?
Yeah. We can feel the difference in the moment, like when there's some pressure, then it's in the mind. When our bodies start to talk with us, like we have got headache, we have got pain in the shoulders, we have got pain in our back, and we feel our body, we can understand directly we are in our head. And there's also something what is very important to understand when I'm what is with me when I'm in the mind, and what is with me when I'm in my heart. Like when I'm in my heart and when I'm connected with my heart, I feel, it's like I feel nothing and I feel everything. There are no thoughts, there are no words. It's a moment of emptiness and fullness in one moment. It's a moment where we feel how we grow from inside, and we are just sitting in our center of the heart and just understand how we grow now, how everything is starting to become more easy, and there are no expectations, there are no conditions. Like when we are in our mind and when we are doing like this manifestation things, yeah, just with our mind, we are doing affirmations, we are writing our legends for the day, and I don't know, we are doing so many things. Then we are only in our mind, and one thing, in one part. Maybe in the other part we are as well in our body, like we are doing sports and having a good diet, but we are losing the conscious contact to our soul. So, and this is important, we are body, mind, and soul, and our body cannot exist without our soul. Our mind cannot be without our body, which needs the soul. So we have to come back to the direct connection with our soul, and this is in the center of the heart. And there, like when we do everything just on the mental plans, yeah, we will feel something like sometimes frustration or sadness, or we are not very patient, and we are thinking so much, and we are wishing so much, and we are hoping so much, and we are just with our wishes and visions, and we say yes, and this will happen. And yes, in the moment when you say something, it has already happened, because all the realities are like, they are all in our lives simultaneously. Everything happens in one moment. So, but how can we get to this one moment to understand that we are this one moment? The only way is to go back into our heart, because there are all the answers without knowing the answers. We don't know the answers because the answers are from infinity. Our minds are, they have boundaries. Our minds, they can only think until somewhere and not further. So that means one thing is, yes, I want to have so many things. Yeah, and I want to live my passion, and when I live my passion, I will do this and this and this and this, and here I will reach people, and here I will go out and do this for others. Yes, but in a moment when we are talking about what we will do and what we want to do, we are going into the outside, and we are losing again the direct contact to our heart. And the only possibility for all of us to live the divine abundance, which is made for all of us, it's just a reconnection with the divine abundance through our heart. And here we don't know anything. Here it is. And in the moment when it is, then we know, because of the freedom feeling, because of feeling this easiness, feeling this harmony, and just being patient, and just, it's really a state of being when we are in our hearts. And in that moment, we are absolutely free, perfectly free. And then from here, we can start to be guided again from our heart, like go back into our heart, breathe the living light energy, the divine energy, really go back, focusing on the heart center. And our heart is not sleeping. It will give us the right words, the right thoughts, the right steps, which we have to do. And we can trust, we can have faith in ourself, in our divine heart.
Yes. So it's often talked about this being one of the most essential skills for us to be able to transition, life on earth, transition our own lives. And it's really interesting to hear you speak about how that impacts us as individuals. And I'm just curious to hear what you have to share, as we as a collective, more and more of us are learning to live from our hearts and allowing life to be expressed through us so perfectly. What do you see happening as a collective we're able to do this?
How everyone can get this information and can come back into the heart center again, or what you mean?
And then what do you see happening as we're able to actually do this, more and more of us on the planet? How do you see life on the outside then transforming?
Oh, yeah, that would be like when we find paradise inside of ourselves. Yeah. And when we understand everything is a reflection, and when more and more people are doing this self-reflection and doing their self-transformations, not with analyzing and all this stuff. Yeah, it's done, it's over. We are now in a new time. And here in this time, it's just focusing on our heart, on our divine heart. And as more people are doing this, we have to understand, when we come back now to vibration, energy, and frequencies, that the frequencies from our heart are thousands more times, or more of 1,000 times bigger and higher than the frequencies which we send out with our mind. And because the basement of the universe, of the divine universe, is love. So when we reconnect with the divine basement of the divine universe, when everyone or so many will do this, we will lift up just with our being, just because we are, just because of our understanding, just because of our own reconnection with our divine heart center. We will lift up, of course, our own frequencies, our own energy fields, and these vibrations will touch the outside, but in a light-filled and beautiful way. So the outside can only make a change into a beautiful and peaceful way. Yeah, because everything is a reflection. So as more people are coming back into their divine heart center, at first, of course, for themselves, in that moment, when the reconnection is more and more a part of their daily life and will become their life again, we will change with our energies and frequencies automatically the outside.
Yes, so much. It really resonates what you're sharing, and you know, it's incredible to see the contrast and polarities right now on our planet, as the natural frequencies of the earth are really strong in the hearts. And so traveling to certain places around the world, people that are more connected to nature and living more traditionally, in underdeveloped countries, there tends to be this natural flow still occurring actually, and they're naturally more in their hearts and less in their minds, less structured in their days. And so for me, being brought up here in Canada, where it's very structured, and I know it must be quite similar in Germany, I've had to travel to these underdeveloped countries in order to be able to come back to that natural flow, that natural rhythm. And as others are doing the same thing from different places around the world and we're convening, we're seeing like how beautiful the tapestry of life really flows when we're all just listening to our hearts, listening to the signs, the messages, and transformations occurring just so quickly on every level that everyone's participating and living with intention. And then to come back to the structured life of Canada, you can really see that everyone is so caught up in their mind that we're cut off from spirit, we're cut off from living from our hearts. And yeah, it's really difficult in a lot of cases, I see, because of those overly structured boundaries that we've created around ourselves, or the boxes that we're living in. And to break free from those limitations is really exciting to see what could actually happen for us as a collective once we learn to trust in that space of the unknown of the hearts and able to live from it and flow with that in relation to one another as well. Everything on this planet can change so quickly.
Yeah.
And to think of like governance or world leaders to be able to operate with that integrity, that depth and understanding, helping, make decisions in alignment is like really powerful to think of this possibility that is really at the forefront of where we are right now, with just like the energy of the planet itself and the solar system that we're in here. So I'm curious if you have any insights or suggestions, as many of us may be in our minds catching ourselves in thoughts, what you'd recommend to come back into our heart. Now, I know obviously that the more we anchor into this heart space, the easier and more natural it is for us to do this. And you alluded to this. But is there not just a practice, which I know like for me in the morning time, to really enroot in that space is really helpful. And then throughout the day, it's much easier to come back into that anchored space. But is there any suggestions you have, whether it be for a morning routine to start the day or to come back to that space at any point in time?
Yeah. So at first, what I can say to everyone, meditate, meditate, meditate. Yeah. The meditation is so important for the tangible connection with our soul, with the light. Yeah, so, and as more often we meditate, it's more and more easier for us really to come back in an easy way to our heart center. The other point is really to put into our consciousness that we are breathing divine light energy, and that we are refilling up our cells and we are reprogramming our DNA with all the beautiful golden light codes which are coming now in every single second on this planet. Yeah, the sun is coming more and more towards the earth. It's a normal cycle. Yeah, so, and to understand, lots of light is touching the earth now, and we with our breathing we can take this light and fill up our cells to go into this consciousness and really to go out from every concepts and belief systems, because we all have our abilities, our free spirituality inside of us. We all are free beings. We don't have to live in any limitations or concepts. Really, to release all these concepts just with focusing on freedom. Yeah, focusing on inner freedom. And the universe, the divine universe, it's actually so simple, because we don't have to do anything to go back into our heart, like big rituals. Yes, we can do it, of course, and it's wonderful to do it. But if we have to do it quick, because it's in daily life, it's just our words which we put into our mind. They are becoming our thoughts. Our thoughts are becoming our emotions, and our emotions are forming our spirit. So it's so simple. So which words do I want to put into my mind? It's my decision. We have the free will. So I don't need any concepts or limitations. I can just use my choice, my own choice of the words which I want to say, which I want to speak out, and I can put my heart intention inside for myself. I do it for myself, to grow, to come back into this feeling and into this being of divine abundance, of divine love. It's really, we can do so much with our words and our consciousness. Consciousness is the key. And what else can we do? Like, yeah, breathing, our words, being consciously going out from all concepts and limitations. And meditation is very important. And this is something where we can really release all beliefs and limitations. We know there are angels. We know there are archangels. We know there's God. We know there's a goddess. We know there are gods, there are goddesses, yeah? Like everyone has got his own feeling to the divine. Like all of us can take the feeling to the divine, what we have, and work with it. And in every even religions and belief systems, there are spirit guides. They are everywhere. You can find them everywhere. So, and if you are still in any belief systems, then take the support from your guides. They are here. They are always around us. They are waiting for our call. They are waiting for our prayers. They are waiting for our saying, hey, come on, help me. I need this answer now. I need to know which step I have to go now. And then when we say this, to go out from expectations, to go out from when and what will he say, whatever, really to understand, we brought it out now, we gave it to the universe, we gave it to the spirits, and we are perfectly guided. We are. Yeah, and to release all negative systems, like when you don't do this and this, something very bad will happen. When you don't go to this way, you will find out that was the worst thing what you have done. All this blah blah, yeah. That we go out from all this blah blah language, what formed the people and what made the people sick, and we want to be healthy. So we have to focus to the divine, we have to focus to the positivity, we have to focus really to our heart, our divine heart, get the support from the spirits, understand that we form our spirit, our own spirit with our words, to understand that we always need to have a clear and pure heart intention. We want to help ourselves, because when we help ourselves, we will help the world. And really, not to say, oh, I don't have time for the meditation. No. When you have time to switch on the TV, you will have time for the meditation. When you have time to listen to the radio, you will have time for a meditation. When you have time to breathe, you will have time for a meditation. Yeah, when you have time to eat, you will have time for a meditation. We are always having the time for a short or a long meditation. And why we should do this? Because we want to become healthy, we want to stay healthy, and we want to live the beauty and the love and the abundance, the divine abundance that we are. And why? To lift up our frequencies, and not only to heal ourselves, to heal the world, just with our focusing on our heart center and our intention, pure and clear and absolutely unconditional, divine, cosmic, infinite love.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing this in such an important time, as we are really having to learn this. We're being forced to really deepen our love and our connection, as our mind is pulled in many directions with a lot of information, and maybe questioning our future, not necessarily knowing exactly how things may unfold, but really having to trust that everything is unfolding perfectly. And so thank you so much for sharing this and helping provide this insights and inspiration and guidance, support, as you're doing, as we are continuing forward as family.
Yes, you are so welcome. And like, everyone is welcome to go back into their divine heart, and really not to be fooled by the outside. Really not to be fooled by the outside. You want to have a change in the outside, change yourself. You want to have a better world, make yourself better from every second to every second. You want to be healthy, then do something to become healthy. Which type of food do you eat? What do you say every day to yourself? Your body is listening to your words. So do you want to lift yourself up, or you want to lift yourself down, or you want to stagnate? Do you want to tell yourself every day, oh, I have a border, I cannot go further, I don't feel well, I feel sad, I feel bad, my childhood was very bad and painful, the coronavirus is disturbing the world, so many people are dying. Where do you want to be? You want to lift yourself up, and so you will lift up everyone, everything, everywhere. Or you want to go down more and more, stay in low frequencies, become maybe sick as well, become sad. You're always in fear. You're always under pressure. What will happen to the people around you? They will feel this. You want to help others, but how can you help others when you are not in the center of your heart? When you don't feel yourself, how can you help others? So lift up your own frequencies, lift up your own energy field, grow, and you will help the world in a beautiful, wonderful, light-filled and divine way.
Yes, thank you so much. So simple, so natural. May we continue to learn to listen and follow our hearts, and to release these ideas, these tricks of the mind that keep us stuck in the same cycles over and over again. It's a big step, but from what you're sharing, you know, it's really so simple, isn't it?
Yes, and it's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So true. So I know that you're offering many great things to people all around the world. Do you want to share briefly what those things are, or send out any invitations that you desire to?
Yeah, well, like I'm working individual with the people, like one-to-one. Really, it's important to connect consciously, body, mind, and soul. Yeah, and really with a higher understanding, and to lift up the own consciousness, to get this understanding and to feel this understanding, and to be able to transform consciously through our mind, through our body, and to bring back our essence into our soul. Like, it's a reactivation of our origin DNA. Yeah, what is important in these days. And it's not like we are doing this on a like only on a soul plan, like we're doing it in the connection with body, mind, and soul, because we need all three. We are all three, so we need all three. We cannot play this high fly. It's done now, it's over. We need us as a human being filled with beautiful divine light, and with a possibility to expand in a beautiful way. And yes, and this is like, I'm guiding people toward themselves, into their hearts, of course. I'm guiding them through their daily life, like I'm doing as well personal life guiding. Yeah, it's not life guarding, I'm doing life guiding as well. And I'm also, I was getting the spirit message 1.5 years ago. I showed you that the name is Coro Protocol. It's like the infinite healing vortex. So, and here we can see really the divine creation in the form of vibration, energy, and frequencies, how everything built up detail from detail and detail. And at least everything is one moment, and we are this one moment. And like I'm doing webinars international as well, and this yes, this webinars, they are like openings. Yeah, we can really say they are like openings. In the moment when we understand how everything works, we can put it directly into our daily life, and we can start to really to transform ourselves and our life with focusing on the light. Yeah, it's a very beautiful work. And yeah, I'm also working in groups and giving workshops, and yeah, like there's so much actually what I do. And I also do like shamanic teachings and shamanic rituals, like really to do this inner journeys And after these inner journeys, to come back into the human being that we are, and to understand through our body and our mind what happened on these journeys, so that we can put it again directly into daily life, and to go further and further and further, and just really every step what we do, it's like we are expanding and expanding and expanding, but we are sitting in the middle of our heart and just being free and full of the beauty and the love of the divine universe. And it's without any belief systems, because this what I do, I'm living the free spirituality, my own spirituality, what is given by God, by the divine. So every day I get more and more spirit messages, and this is what I give into the world, and I'm helping the people to reconnect with the essence and to find out their own abilities. And because everyone has got so many great abilities here in the world, and when they start to expand, it's so beautiful to see this. I just have this, I don't know, in German it's Gänsehaut. So, but it's so beautiful, goosebumps, it's so beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's a work, for reactivation, healing, reconnection with the divine abundance, and really to live from the center of our heart. And it's not a runaway from the outside. It's like to see the outside with a 360-degree view, and to understand everything from a absolute other level, like from the level from the heart center. And here we get so many answers. We are guided. We are absolutely guided, and really to come back to this guidance, to this divine guidance. And it's so beautiful. Yes.
Amazing. So anyone watching right now, I definitely recommend checking out Joyce's website or contacting her directly. We'll include a link and ways that people can do that. I know that myself and many others have really benefited from everything that you're offering. So thank you once again for being with us here.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and thank you for tuning in. Much love and many blessings to everyone here around the world in this incredible time that we're living. We'll see you soon.
Yes, see you in Lakesh.